Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. As you can see on the screen, our topic today is balance sheet. By the end of my presentation, you will learn how to read a balance sheet. Did you know that a balance sheet is an important financial statement that gives snapshot of the financial health of your business at point in time? You can also look at your balance sheet in conjunction with your other financial statement. This way, you can better understand the relationship between different accounts. A balance sheet is important because it provides the following insight about your business. This presentation was made to fulfill the end of semester exam assessment from Ms. Rinawati. Let me introduce myself. My name is Eka Puspitasari. I'm the student of Accounting Program, Faculty of Economic, Islamic Sultan Agung University, Semarang, Indonesia. To start with, I'll give you the definition of balance sheet. Then, I'll explain function the balance sheet. After, I'll explain the component of balance sheet. I'll explain the type of asset and liability, and then I'll explain the limitation of balance sheet. Finally, I'll show you an example of balance sheet and how to read it. It should take about 20 minutes to cover this topic. Don't worry about taking notes. I put link PPT you can download in the link below. I'll try to answer any of your questions after the presentation. Let's begin by explaining the definition of balance sheet. What is a balance sheet? First, let me quickly explain the picture. I'd like to start by drawing your attention to highlight. What I'd like to point out here is the term balance sheet refers to a financial statement that reports a component asset, liability, and shareholder equity at a specific point in time. Balance sheet provides the basis for computing rates of return for investor and evaluating a company's capital structure. Well, I've told you about definition of balance sheet. Capital structure refers to the specific mix of debt and equity used to finance a company's asset and operation. From a corporate perspective, equity represent a more expensive, permanent source of capital with greater financial flexibility. That's all I have to say about the definition of balance sheet. I would like to mention and explain some important points about the balance sheet function. What does a company balance sheet tell you? A balance sheet shows what a company owns and owes and how much shareholder are invested. A balance sheet performs several important functions, summarize asset, liability, and capital. Balance sheet give a summary of various assets provided to the business and the claim on that asset. These documents show the total value asset held by the business, the payable to outsider by the business, and any capital of the business owner. To measure business liquidity, a balance sheet summarizes a firm asset, and the claims on this asset indicate the ability of the business to pay its debt. In this way, the balance sheet serves a measure of the liquidity of the business. Measure business solvency. The solvency of a business is measured by ascertaining the relationship of total asset to total liability. It indicates the firm's ability to meet all its short-term and long-term debts. In this way, the balance sheet serves as a measure of solvency. That's all I have to say about the function of balance sheet. I think we need to identify the point. When you read a set of financial statement, you all see the balance sheet history section. Assets are resources owned by the business that can be used to produce economic value. Common business assets include cash, inventory, and equipment. Liability are a business-owned financial obligation. Some common examples of business liability are loans and wages. Equity is the value of the business owner's interest in the company if all assets were liquidated and all liabilities paid off. To calculate equity, subtract liability from asset as such as equity can be referred to as net asset. Equity is the amount of capital invested or owned by the owner of a company. The equity is evaluated by the difference between liabilities and asset recorded on the balance sheet of a company. The worthiness of equity is based on the present share price or a value regulated by evaluation professional or investor. This account is also known as owner or stakeholder or shareholder equity. Well, I've told you about component of a balance sheet. Now, we'll move on to type asset, liability, and equity. Current asset. In accounting, some assets are referred to as a current. Current assets are short-term economic resources that are expected to be converted into cash or consumed within 1 year. Current assets include cash and cash equivalent, account receivable, inventory, and various prepaid expense. While cash is easy to value, accountant periodically resist to recoverability of inventory and account receivable. If there is evidence that a receivable might be uncollectible, it all be classified as impaired. Or if inventory becomes obsolete, companies may write off this asset. Fixed asset. Fixed assets are resources with an expected life or greater than a year, such as plants, equipment, and buildings. An accounting adjustment called depreciation is made for fixed asset as the age. It calculates the cost of the asset over time. Depreciation may or may not reflect the fixed asset loss of earning power. Financial asset. Financial asset represent investment in the asset and securities of other institutions. Financial asset include stock, sovereigns, and corporate bonds, preferred equity, and other hybrid securities. Financial assets are valued according to the underlying security and market supply and demand. Intangible assets. Intangible assets are economic resources that have no physical presence. They include patents, trademarks, copyright, and goodwill. Accounting for intangible assets differs depending on the type of asset. They can be either amortized or tested for impairment each year. Current or near-term liabilities. Ideally, analysts want to see that a company can pay current liabilities, which are due within a year with cash. Some examples of short-term liability include payroll expense and account payable, which include money owed to vendors, monthly utilities, and similar expense. Other examples include wages payable, the total amount of accrued income employees have earned but not yet received. Since most companies pay their employee every 2 weeks, this liability changes often. Interest payable. Companies, just like individuals, often use credit to purchase goods and services to finance over short-term periods. This represents the interest on the short-term credit purchased to be paid. Dividends payable. For companies that have issued stock to investors and pay a dividend, this represents the amount owed to shareholders after dividend was declared. This period is around 2 weeks, so this liability usually pops up 4 times per year until the dividend is paid. Unearned revenue. This is a company's liability to deliver goods and or service at a future date after being paid in advance. This amount will be reduced in the future with an offsetting entry once the product or service delivered. Liability of discount operation. This is a unique liability that most people glance over but should scrutinize more closely. Companies are required to account for the financial impact of an operation, division, or entity that is currently being held for sale or has been recently sold. This also includes the financial impact of a product line that is or has recently been shut down. Non-current or long-term liabilities. Analysts want to see that long-term liability can be paid with assets derived from future earnings or financing transactions. Bonds and loans are not the only long-term liabilities companies incur. Terms like rent, deferred taxes, payroll, and pension obligation can also be listed under long-term liabilities. Other examples include warrant liability. Some liabilities are not as exact as AP and have to be estimated. Is the estimate amount of time and money that may be spent repairing product upon the agreement of a warranty. This is a common liability in the automotive industry, as most cars have long-term warranties that can be costly. Contingent liability evaluation. A contingent liability is a liability that may occur depending on the outcome of an uncertain future event. Deferred credit. This is a broad category that may be recorded as current or non-current depending on the specific of the transaction. These credits are basically revenue collected before it is recorded earned on the income statement. It may include customer advance, deferred revenue, or a transaction where credit are all but not yet considered revenue. Once the revenue is no longer deferred, this item is reduced by the amount earned and become part of a company's revenue stream. Post-employment benefits. These are benefits an employee or family members may receive upon his or her retirement, which are carried as a long-term liability as it accrues. In the AT&T example, his constitutes one half of the total non-current total second only to long-term debt, with repeatedly raising healthcare and deferred compensation. This liability is not to be overlooked. Unamortized investment tax credits or UITC. This represents the net between an asset historical cost and the amount that has already been depreciated. The unamortized portion is a liability, but it is only a rough estimate of the asset fair market value. For an analyst, this provides some detail of how aggressive or conservative a company is with its depreciation methods. Type equity, book value. In accounting, equity is listed in its book value and calculated by the financial statement, records, and the balance sheet equation. The equation used to evaluate book value is equity equal to asset minus liabilities. Total the assets are the sum up of all the companies but not current and current assets. Other details incorporated in the main account asset are fixed asset, cash, inventory, account receivable, property, plant, intangible asset. Similar, the liabilities are sum up of current and non-current liabilities on the balance sheet. B. Market value. In finance, equity is indicated as market value, which might be significantly lower or higher than the book value. The difference is because the accounting statement is looking at the past or past expenditures, while financial statement is looking ahead and forecast what the financial status of a company be. For a public traded company, the market value of its equity is calculated as market value equal to share price times share outstanding. Whereas for a private company to analyze the market value, and investment bankers, boutique valuation firm, or accounting firm are hired. That's all I have to say about type of asset and liability. Let me turn now to limitation of balance sheet. I'd like to mention limitation of the balance sheet. Despite the different function and use of balance sheet, they suffer from the following limitation. Fixed assets are shown in the balance sheet are their book value or historical cost depreciation to date. A conventional balance sheet does not reflect the original value of asset. As fixed assets are shown in the balance sheet at their book value. This does not have any relationship with the market value. Sometimes, fictitious asset or AG preliminary expense, discount, and loss on issue of share and debenture also as asset on the balance sheet. This inclusion only inflates the value of total asset. Balance sheet do not reflect the value of certain factors that are like asset or age, skill, and loyalty of the staff. A conventional balance sheet may mislead internet traders in plenty situation. The value of most current assets depends on some estimate, so it cannot reflect the true financial position of the business. We've looked at limitation of the balance sheet. Now, we'll move on to how to read an example of balance sheet. I'd like to start by drawing your attention highlight section. On a balance sheet, assets are listed in categories based on how quickly they are expected to be turned into cash, sold, or consumed. Current assets, such as cash, account receivable, and certain investments, are listed first on the left-hand side and then total, followed by fixed assets such as building and equipment. What I'd like to point out here is liabilities reflect all the money you practice owes to others. This includes amount on loans, accounts payable, wages, taxes, and other debts. Similar to assets, liabilities are categories based on their due date or the time frame within which you expect to pay them. Owner's equity, or sometimes called net asset or net worth, represent the asset that remain after deducting what you owe. In simple terms, it is the money you will have left over if you sold your practice and all of its assets and paid off everything you owe. Equity is equal to total asset minus its total liability. These figures can all be found on a company's balance sheet for a company. For a home owner, equity will be the value of the home less any outstanding mortgage debt or loan. Equity is equal to total asset minus its total liabilities. This figure can all be found on a company's balance sheet of a company. For a homeware, equity will be the value of the home less any outstanding mortgage debt or loans. Total liabilities and owner's equity are total at the bottom of the right side of the balance sheet. Remember, the left side of your balance sheet or asset must equal the right side or liabilities plus owner equity. If not, check your math or talk to your accountant. Well, I've told you about how to write an example of balance sheet. Well, I'd like to sum up now. The balance sheet is a snapshot of a company in time. The balance sheet consists of three elements: the asset, liabilities, and owner equity. The foundation of the balance sheet is the accounting equation, which is asset equal to liability at owner equity. The balance sheet comes in three formats: 1. The account format, 2. The report format, and 3. The working capital format. May I thank you all for being such an attentive audience. Can I any question? Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.